Hey, everybody. Come on in. We need to talk. We're going to have a little chat. There's a lot to unpack, so we need to have a talk about this. I've got a little rant planned. Going to spend a little time unpacking my thoughts. And as always, we're going to talk amongst each other. Come on in. I didn't know where to share this, so I'm going to leave that up to you guys. This message needs to get out to just about everybody. We need to wake up. We need to wake everybody up. We have a lot of work ahead of us. So come on in. We're going to talk about this. We're going to unpack Super Tuesday. We're going to talk about what's going on and what's going to happen moving forward. But thanks for coming. Looks like we got some people here. We're up in both places. Hey, Helen. Hey, Kathy. I invited some people that might disagree, and I want you to push back. So we're going to get into this and talk about it and come up with a plan. Come up with some ideas. Compare notes. But come on in. Like and share. And if you're here on YouTube, click subscribe. The reason why I've gathered y'all here today and the reason for this feed is because I think we need to talk for a little while. I think we need to discuss what's going on because I am worried. I'll just start right there. I am very concerned at this point. But we need to hold the line. We can do this. I'm being told all day long today, and I'm sure you're seeing it too, the people lining up to be like, I told you so. I told you it's impossible. I told you it can't happen. I told you you can't win. I told you that the system is too rigged. I told you it was too corrupt. It can happen if we stand united and do all that we can to make it happen. I would love to hear how it can't. I know there's people here that believe that it can't. So I want to hear from you. Because I think that those same people that I'm talking about right now, that I hope comment and I hope give me reasons and examples why it can't happen, I hope they do, because I want to come out of this with a plan. This discussion is going to be about how things are very bad and set to become very worse. And the grammar is going to get worse too, because my mind is scrambled. I'm upset. I'm actually pissed. And I have a lot of questions that I'm going to ask during this. And the first one, which is probably going to be the main theme, is how stupid is the average person? And I don't mean that to be harsh. There's just no damn way around it. This plan that the Democrats unfolded on Super Tuesday and the days heading up to Super Tuesday, this plan of merging all of their campaigns behind Joe Biden, how did that work? It worked. Now, I'm willing to admit that it worked. I feel exactly the way I did the day after Iowa. That they did with a nap. They rigged that with a nap. This they did there was a lot of dirty tricks pulled yesterday. And I'm still gathering up evidence on that stuff. But so there were polling places closed, provisional ballots that were thrown out, and a lot of other things that went on. But the major manipulations were in the media with the pundits, and then the betting odds. The betting odds changing was phenomenal. How does three shills, a CIA stooge, someone that couldn't even win her own state, wasn't going to win her own state, drop out, endorse Biden, and he shoots to winning 9 states on Super Tuesday? How stupid is the average person? And Joe Biden will lose, and that ain't news. They're choosing to lose. The powers that be, that lord over us all, are choosing Joe Biden as their candidate, which means they're choosing Trump. Go ahead and just play it all the way out to the end. What happens if you nominate Joe Biden as for president of the United States? Donald Trump wins another 4 years. Guaranteed. Trump will win. This is class warfare. This isn't an election. And I know that the dissenting views are going to tell me that voting is pointless and stupid, and you're naive if you think that you can vote your way out of this rigged system. How come we can't overwhelm it with our numbers? And how is it good to tell people that, oh, it's impossible? It can't be impossible. If it's impossible, then what's the point of any of this? This is class warfare, not an election. It's a revolution. We're using a rigged system to do it. I understand that. I get that part. I do get that. Please understand, I do get that. And we saw it clearly yesterday. This is a war. And how do you not fight in it? So tell me how. What do we do? Tell me how to fight. And what would it take to wake people up? How are people voting for someone that clearly has dementia? That's mind is clearly slipping? Not to mention is a Republican. Will lose. Has promised his donors nothing will change for them. Offers no progress or hope. Hey, Kathy. You're lost? Well, I'm not going to be able to help you with that. Because that was with notes. I'm trying to keep my thoughts together. But Dion says it's just another day in the revolution. This is important to remember, that this fight was never going to be easy. That's why I keep trying to tell myself. I just am blown away by how stupid people are. That they would come out and vote for Joe Biden. Joe Biden is sick. I really think so. And I don't think that's me being an armchair medic. I think the man is unwell. But his political record won't stand up. Trump would love to run against Biden. In fact, a lot of Trump supporters were voting for Biden because they think it's hilarious, this scenario of Trump versus Biden. Trump will eat Biden alive. Paul says the DNC says the debate threshold will go up after Gabbard clears previous mark. So they'll move the goalpost of sure, of course. He says they stole votes, brother. They gave all the mail-in votes for people who backed out for Biden. I know what they're doing. Why are we allowing it? That's what I don't understand. That's what I meant earlier when you were telling me it was funny or laughing. I know you weren't laughing at me, but laughing at the situation. Why is it funny? Why isn't everybody upset? Why isn't everybody outraged? Everybody, no matter how you feel politically. This matters. This is important, and it's not just an election. This is class warfare. Jack says, I tried to get a hold of the DNC office for 3 days now, and they will not answer their phone. So what does that tell you? It tells me they're in the middle of rigging an election. Helen says, money bombing Bernie isn't going to change anything but the DNC's bottom line. Blooming threw 700 million at it himself, and it didn't do squat but helped the DNC, and that's all he intended to do with it, though, Helen. Apparently, he spent $700 million in this plan to set up Joe Biden. He was part of this. They're all part of the Stop Burning movement, and the Stop Burning movement is only about stopping the people, getting the people to sit back down and stop fighting. This is a revolution going on right now, and it's class warfare. It's not an election. This is so important, and Kathy, I hope you were saying that because of me, because I will get you lost today. My head is jumbled. My mind is scrambled. Can't believe how stupid people are. I was going to create a poll and ask, like, is humanity so dumbed down and brainwashed that progress is impossible? Kathy says nothing will change for donors, nothing will change for anyone else either. He called his wife his sister last night. The man is slipping mentally. I'm making a video right now. I'm working on a video for YouTube because now it's time to destroy Joe Biden. Joe Biden is the enemy of everyone. And again, I am not, and you know this, Paul, I don't believe in politics and be the first to agree with you that the system is rigged. Doesn't it lord over us? You know, I was watching a very popular preacher of the quitter mentality today on Facebook. And he was very proud of himself. This I told you so mentality, this lining up to be so proud, to be like, I told you guys you never would be able to succeed. It can't be done. What is that? Why do that? You see how bad things are, don't you? I mean, if I'm presented with a better plan, I'm of course going to go in that direction. I don't support this because I believe in politics. I support it because the only way to make anything happen is to unite by the millions and take it. I never said they were going to give it to us. They're going to do everything they can to rig it. I can't believe how successful this was. A little blown away by how stupid people are. Kathy says Bloomberg is out. I know. He spent $700 million to boost up Joe Biden. The Democratic Party is running Donald Trump's re-election campaign. Trump is the candidate. If you believe Trump is anti-establishment at this point, I don't know how I'm going to convince you otherwise, because they're doing all they can to show you that they are very comfortable with winning 4 more years of Trump. That's all they intend to win here. Because do you really think for a second that they think Joe Biden can win this election, can defeat Donald Trump in an election? Do you think that for a second? Honestly. There's people here that believe in politics. I invited people that just believe in the political system, think, oh, well, it's all part of the game. It's not a damn game. It's been treated as a game for so long, for too long. And look where we are. If everyone doesn't get very active and involved, it all is impossible. It can't be done. You're right. But if we actually did that, I think we could achieve whatever we wanted. We quit with this quitter mentality. But they're having a fantastic day today. Kathy says Bernie's new ads have Obama in it praising Bernie and Joe going after Social Security. Joe's going to be very easy to take down. I've been too easy on Joe because, quite honestly, I've felt bad for him. I think he's sick. But it's full fair game now. If that's where they're putting all their eggs, that's what they're putting their hopes on, it's time to take Joe Biden down in a very big way. We need to do everything we can to expose Joe Biden, and it won't be hard. Paul says they control the narrative with Trump. Yeah, they do. They do. And there's people that deeply believe that Trump is anti establishment. And there is no evidence of that, brothers and sisters. I love you guys. But there is no evidence that Trump is anti establishment. They love him. They love him. He's serving their purposes, and they are completely comfortable with moving forward under him for 4 more years. And if you're blue, no matter who, doubt you'd be here at the 16-minute mark. But if you are, Biden will lose, guaranteed. And to ignore history dooms you to repeat it. So to do what you did with Clinton again, when we're all telling you right now that that's a guaranteed loser, you're guaranteed to lose if you do that. So if you do it, it's on you. Don't even try gaslighting or blaming people in the process. I don't want to hear it at all. Not a word. You know what happens when you do this. When you back an establishment shill against the people's best interest. We're not voting for that shit anymore. So if you're doing it out of fear, no, accept right now, learn this as reality, Joe Biden will lose. We will not support him. We will actively work against him. Democratic Party is imploding themselves, and that's what's happening. They're willing to take their whole party down to stop a movement. Now, if that doesn't tell you that it's working and that it's possible, I don't know what would. Because if it was impossible, if it couldn't work, if it couldn't happen, and it was something that isn't realistic, they wouldn't be working to stop it. They would ignore us. They would just laugh at us. They wouldn't put so much damn effort in stopping us if it wasn't possible. It is possible to overwhelm their rigged system. They were terrified we were going to do it. People got themselves fired. I know Chris Matthews had a lot more skeletons in his closet, but people got themselves fired over their fear, expressed fear over how close we were to pulling it off. We're still going to pull it off. It's just going to be an uphill battle. It always was. But it can be done. I don't know why people are so happy to line up and praise each other and clap each other on the back when they get in these little circle jerks where it's impossible, it can't happen, how stupid are they? Why are we feeling so weak? Why are we accepting and celebrating weakness? We can do something. You laugh at the people that we consider sheep because they need to be led. But lack of leadership doesn't make you above them. You have to have a goal, an agenda, and a plan. And again, if I was presented with a better one, I would be on board with it. But something's got to happen, and something's got to happen fast. Tinfoil hat coming on now, firmly believe that America is doomed to collapse soon. That we're in for some bad, bad, bad times if we don't do something big now. And I see no other option. So if you care about anything in the future, how could you not be part of this? And we can bicker about anything we don't agree on later. I don't believe in politics. I believe we're doomed if we don't do something. So what are we going to do? I've got a bunch of questions written down to talk about today. How stupid the average person is the biggest one on the list. But what do we do? If I'm shown a better option, trust me, I'll be your biggest spokesman. The way I see it, we need to wake people up. Not everybody, but enough. So how do we wake people faster? That's something I've been thinking about and wrestling with and trying to figure out forever. And I'm going to try even harder now because I think we have to win this particular fight. And I know a lot of people tell me it's impossible, but it's not. It's really not. And I'm with you on everything: the rigging, the media manipulation, propaganda, all of it. The outright throwing ballots in the trash can, the selecting things with coin tosses that are clearly rigged, where you look at the coin and manipulate it before you put it on the other hand. I get it. But if we overwhelm it, we could take it down. But everybody that's blue no matter who, throwing your support behind Joe Biden, you're choosing to lose. And since I know you're voting out of fear, I'm pleading with you to please remember what happened last time. This is actually worse than trying to install Clinton, because when you were trying to install Clinton, you were just trying to install a deeply unpopular person as president. But now you're trying to install a man whose mind is clearly slipping. And I've seen it said that he may choose Hillary as his running mate. Now, anything is possible at this point. I'm not throwing anything out of the window at this point. Everything is up and on the table. Because I didn't see them throwing their support behind a man with dementia. His mind is slipping. And they're throwing all their support behind him. Why? What in the hell are they doing? Do you understand how much money's at stake even? One man threw $700 billion at this plan. Are the regular people so stupid that they'll vote against their own best interest and be so easily fooled? We got to wake them up. We got to wake enough of them up. And some people, I get it, and I love you anyway too, will never understand or accept this path. I get it. I can't even really fault you. I understand. But I'm telling you, I see no other way. And how are you going to get millions of people to do anything? Point them in the same direction. Ever get this many people aimed at something? How else are you going to do anything? Are we just giving up? We all realize the evil and greed lords over us. You're not going to be given a better opportunity to fight back against it. It will need to be overwhelmed, though. Taking it down with our numbers is the only thing that will make anything happen. The only thing that can make anything happen. So if you could point me at a different way to organize millions of people, I'm all in. Kathy says Warren is talking to her aides right now. An email was sent out. She will drop and endorse Biden. And I've heard her being picked as VP as well. But this Hillary thing, isn't it aggravating that she's still even in the conversation? And when they rattled off betting odds last night, they listed Hillary. Why is Hillary in the betting odds? Kathy says, Joe's unfit to be president. If Joe chose Hillary Rodham Clinton, you could bet his lifespan just shortened. Oh, for sure. You do not want to be in between Hillary and the presidency. And no, that's exactly what I saw was their plan, was that they were going to pair him with Hillary and then let his mind slip out and then switch the ticket to where Hillary's the front runner on the ticket and the president. Paul says Biden is so bad he would choose Bloomberg and no one would blink an eye. No, you're probably right. He could choose anybody he wants, but I think he'll choose a woman. And I want to think it's Elizabeth Warren, but I'm worried it's Hillary Clinton. Jack says the two-party system has to go. We need to make a lot of changes, but I'm asking you, I'm pleading with you, how do we make those changes? Any other way? Any other way than what's being attempted right now. What could work and can happen. We have the momentum and power to make it happen. We don't need to wake everyone up, but we do need to wake more people up. And if we do it, we can pull this off. And we must pull something off. Because otherwise, we're in for dark, dark days. We're going to be watching the collapse of the United States. I firmly believe that. And then that Trump being a time traveler conspiracy will start looking a lot more real, because one of the books that's based on calls him the last president. And he may literally be. If we don't do something, if we don't wake up to the corruption, to the rigging, to the deception that's going on, and do our best to fight back against it, then we are doomed. We cannot sustain moving forward in this way. In this feeling weak and feeling like we can't do anything. I don't see the value in that. We have to fight. Kathy says Hillary Rodham Clinton equals New World Order. Joe Biden equals New World Order. And Donald Trump does too. You need to start accepting that he is on board. It's a big club and you ain't in it. There's pictures of him golfing with every damn one of these people. And I'm tired of hearing from Q people or fervent Trump supporters that are like, no, man, he's taking him down. He was just working from the inside. I've even seen it proposed that he's some kind of a CIA spy. You're a fool. Please stop. It's dangerous what you're spreading. That's ridiculous. He's part of it. He was part of it from the beginning. I don't think he was supposed to become president. I think that was an accident. But he's involved. He's one of them. He's playing his role in their master plan. And their plan is disgusting. And the only way to take it down is for us to unite and come together. And you know, politicians work across party lines. So I feel like we got to talk to everybody. Anybody that is good at heart and means well and wants to join and help out in our fight. Because this quitter mentality, this weak mentality, this feeling like we can't do anything is how we got in this position. And the only way out of it is to do all that we can. To push as hard as we can. And to wake as many people as we can up. And again, I know everybody won't come with. But we don't need everybody. It's just some of you that I wish would come and join. I think you would be so valuable to this fight. But I know I'll never, in my heart I know there's some of you I'll never convert. And there's some people who support Trump that I'll never convert. It makes me sad, because these are really good people. And they think that they have a different view of reality, unfortunately. A manufactured view, a view that was put there. But my take from Unpacking Super Tuesday is we have a lot more work to do. We have a lot more people to wake up. This plan of theirs, it was deceptive, it was dirty, and they pulled off some dirty tricks to make it work. But it worked a little too well. I worry about how stupid the average person is. And it's not their fault even. I'm not saying that to be mean. Brainwashed, indoctrinated, fooled, deceived. These are probably better words to use than calling them stupid. But we've got to work on waking them up and come up with new ideas and ways to do that. I think that's really important and something we need to focus on doing. Jack says, show up in mass droves to the DNC office starting today. We are going to have to take to the streets. This is going to go to direct action. That is where we're heading here. That's what's going to be necessary. And that's kind of scary to me because I worry whether the average person would rise up. The average American. I think the average American is kind of spoiled. But I will be spending my day making Joe Biden videos. I'm going to be attacking Joe Biden with the truth. That's all. And for anybody that is probably going to line up and tell me to back off and back down, he's the enemy. And Trump is not going to take it easy on him. So you might as well get used to these attacks because Biden is an easy target. So I'm going to be spending my day making some videos exposing Biden. I'm going to make videos exposing his mental state. I'm going to make videos exposing his voting record and the fact that he's a Republican. It will be very easy to poke holes in Joe Biden. Joe Biden will lose. He can't win. It's impossible for him to win. And I'm going to be very active in trying my best to make the case for why. Because I'm going to talk to these Blue No Matter Who people. I'm going to talk to Trump supporters. I'm going to talk to people that don't vote. Because I won't wake all of them, but I want to wake enough for us to win. We don't need everybody. We just need enough. But can you imagine? What if they are trying to come up with some backroom deal to insert Hillary Clinton as president? You allow them to make this a game, you're going to find yourself not liking the results. Take ownership of what's going on and get involved and do all you can. I'm going to do all that I can. And I wish everybody luck in their individual fights, but please take a good look at what's going on and realize it is possible if enough people believe and enough people do all the work and put the effort in. This can happen. Because this weak mentality is what has allowed us to get in this position. Feeling like we can't do anything and not taking ownership of the situation. This is big, and a lot is on the line here. So I'm going to do all I can. I'm going to keep pushing, and I know that most of you guys will too. But we got to start speaking to these other groups, because Biden won't be your candidate. So they are pulling a switcheroo here. So who are they inserting? Is it Hillary? If you're on the Trump side, please wake up to the fact that Trump is an enemy. Kathy says only everything is on the line. Literally, right? Babels was telling me I'm getting too worked up, that I'm too upset. I don't think I'm upset enough. I think I need to go a little further left, actually. Be more of a left-wing Alex Jones at this point. I need to be screaming from the rooftops. This is rigging an election in broad daylight again in this country. Brittany says, I feel like if Elizabeth dropped out before Super Tuesday, it could have made the difference for Bernie. He had two candidates drop out right before Super Tuesday, and they endorsed him, and he did way better than anyone was expecting. She needs to drop out. We need all the progressives we can get. When she does, she will endorse Biden, Brittany. Elizabeth Warren is not our friend, and she's not progressive. She will endorse Joe Biden. She's our enemy. That's why she stayed in. She's the diversion to pull any progressive votes she can to protect him, to be that little shield. She may drop out now, but she'll join with Biden. Yeah, Kathy, Warren is not a progressive. No, Warren is not our friend. Oh, she will, Brittany. She will. I don't want to be right here either. I again would love to be wrong, but I think Elizabeth Warren has went out of her way to show us her true colors and her true intentions, and they're not good. She's not our friend. She's part of the deception. But I'm going to be trying today. Today is research day, as we all know. And then tonight's conspiracy theories and chill. So I've got a lot on my plate today. I just wanted to unpack Super Tuesday, talk to you guys for a little bit. I don't know how much sense it made. I almost started with that as the opening theme. I don't know how much sense I'm going to make today because I'm rattled. And it makes me sad how much work there is to do. How many people are so easily fooled, and how the wool can be pulled over people's eyes so easily. It just shocks me at times. I find it hard to relate with your average person anymore that believes mainstream media and believes in this official made up narrative. I find it hard to relate to them. So I find it hard to predict their actions. And now that I've seen them, I realize we have a lot more work to do. We have a lot ahead of us. Kathy says they made a deal with all of them. They were all part of this plan. This was a stop burning movement. There were meetings. This was all pre-planned. I just cannot believe they're putting all their support behind Joe Biden, a man who clearly can't string a sentence together. He can't form a clear thought. He doesn't know his wife from his sister. Not to mention the fact that his political record won't stand up. He'll be torn to shreds. In a contest with Donald Trump, he would definitely lose. Millicent says Warren is not nor has ever been a progressive. She has done a lot of progressive posturing. That's absolutely right. She's a wolf in sheep's clothing. She's the worst of the worst. Elizabeth Warren is disgusting. Because it's one thing to be against progress and against the advancement of society, and it's another thing to pretend to be and fight against it from the inside and pull real fighters out of the fight. There are a lot of people that do believe in Elizabeth Warren still. As unbelievable as that is to me, there is a lot of power in that lying little box in people's living room. The propaganda is strong. It's unbelievable how strong. Look at how strong it is. Joe Biden won 9 states yesterday. Oh, Millicent, Biden will absolutely lose to Trump. She said, let's face it, people are sheep. I know. I want to think that they're not, though. Enough of them. Can't we wake enough of them? Can't we wake enough people up to what's really going on and the dangers and where we're really heading and show them what's at stake? There's got to be a way. I don't want to think like a quitter. I'm not going to think like a quitter. I know things are bad. I know things are very, 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 very bad. Set to get much worse. But we can't give up. Hey, Cindy, we can't give up. We must keep fighting. We must take them down, and we're going to have to get creative about how we do it. So I'm going to be coming from every angle. I'm swinging for the fences at Joe Biden now. I'm going to be exposing Joe Biden and who Joe Biden really is and pointing out as much as I can about him, starting with his mental state. But there's a lot of problems with Joe. So that shows you that they're willing to bring down their entire party to stop us. So, how can it be impossible? Why would they be trying so hard? They know they got nobody they can run that could beat him, Bernie, in an election. They got nobody that could run against him that would win legitimately. So they've come up with this huge, elaborate plan and now intend to sell Biden to the American people. Knowing they can't, knowing you'll lose, knowing you can't win. So they're basically running Trump's re-election campaign. Cindy says, my vote in Texas was completely electronic. How do I know it counted? How many states were rigged? See, we need the outrage. We need to be mad. So it's good that we are. It's good that we're upset. But we are going to have to get really loud. We're going to have to wake a lot of people up. We're going to have to inform people. There was a lot of manipulation done. But the electronic voting machine rigging, unfortunately, there's no real way to prove it, I guess. We're going to have to look into this stuff and try to expose it. Expose how easily electronic voting machines are manipulated. We have a lot of things we have to do. But we can't do any of it if we don't take it down. So, I don't know how to answer that question, Cindy. I wish I had a better answer. But sadly, you don't. But until we overwhelm this system, until we take it down, we can't build it back up into something else. This is what lords over us. So to take your ball and go home is meaningless. But I just wanted to hang out with you guys and try to clear my head and ask a few questions and talk about yesterday a little bit. But what we really need to remember is our fight just starting. It's just getting going. And we are going to win because we must. We don't have to wake everybody, just enough. So keep working out there. I'm going to get back to work. I hope by the end of the day that I have a Biden video to drop for you. And I better have a new video for Conspiracy Theories and Chill tonight. So I got a lot of work to do. And I'm going to let you guys get back to what you're doing. Thanks for hanging out with me during the day. This was different. And I'll see you again later on tonight for the Daily Burn and Conspiracy Theories and Chill. Thanks, guys. I'll see you later.